Welcome, welcome. I'm Zoronden, and you're tuned in to part 6 of my Pandaren monk walkthrough. Last episode we were beating up vermin and picking up some vegetables to return to the farmers. So we're going to go ahead and turn those in, and we will start on our quest to wake up the earth elemental, as he is currently in a deep slumber. So let's go ahead and turn in these quests here. You'll notice we are starting to get linen. However, I have not seen any proficient trainers in this zone. So just hang on to that and use it for your first aid or tailoring when you do get out of here, because I'm sure you'll want it. Alright, we did just get level 7 here, which means we get Blackout Kick. Now, earlier, I believe in either part 2 or 3, we got Tiger Palm, which does additional damage to targets over 50% health. So, Blackout Kick was the ability I was talking about that does now do additional damage to targets below 50% health. So the two kind of balance out and allow you to have above and below percentages, which is kind of cool. So, Blackout Kick does use a chi, and it's a kick with a blast of chi energy, dealing 46 to 74 physical damage. If the target is 50% health or below, they suffer an additional 28 to 44 damage over 6 seconds. And originally, that ability was actually only usable below 35% health. So they've raised that, which is actually quite nice. Beforehand, it was somewhat situational and weak. Alright. We do have some more quests now. We're going to get some more stuff for the guy that's chopping things in half. Last time it was bamboo reeds. This time it's going to be lumber. So we're going to go down to this lumber mill here and get him his wood planks. We also need to get a big stick, which is to ring that gong for waking up the earth elemental. So that's for G Firepaw. His great plan to wake up the earth elemental is to make a ridiculous loud noise. Very appropriate for the way they've described his character to be. So we do have quite a few people here. We're kind of fighting over these wood planks here. Just probably what I'm not doing and what I should be doing is I need to just sit on a pile of wood and let it respawn, since they're respawning so quickly, and grab them here. And this will make this go a little faster. If you are having problems with too many people in the area, just do something like that. It might seem slower, but it's actually going to be quicker, just because if you're running around getting beat to everyone, you're not going to be getting what you need. Now we need to beat Ragus here for our big stick. We're just going to have to wait for him to respawn. I'm actually going to go ahead and just edit out the waiting here, so we'll be back when he's dead, or respawned. And there's Ragus. Go ahead and beat him down and get our big stick. Do remember, you don't have to group up there. He's just like an elite mob. As long as you actually hit him, you will get your credit for it. Do make sure to actually loot the quest item. That would help to be able to complete that quest. But as I was saying, just make sure you get a hit on him, and you will get your loot even if you don't have the actual tab. So we're going to run back up here. We'll give the guy his wood planks so he can break those. And we'll also have G Firepaw hit the gong. Alrighty, so here is a Jojo Ironbrow. Turn those into him. He's going to set up his little table. If we can see it. And there he goes. And that one actually works. He does break that one. And we'll see him again. But for now, let's have G Firepaw hit the gong for us and see what happens. So G goes ahead and hit that. Well, actually, I get to hit it. So let's go to that. Okay. Another incursion of many people being here. There we got it finally. And the Earth Elemental still didn't wake up. Alright, so we're going to go and ask Wogu, the water spirit that we were with earlier, or Shu rather. Wogu is the Earth Elemental. But we're going to ask Shu here to splash cold water in his face. Because that is a good way to wake people up. And why didn't we think of that in the first place? Well, who knows. But here we go. And he doesn't actually have stopped sleeping, but it is completed. It's supposed to wake him up. Hopefully they'll fix that before we go live. Alright, so I got 2 more elements here, and we are going to now return to the Temple of the 5 Dawns. So, start taking the road out, and we'll find our yak cart buddy again. We'll jump on that, and he will take us to the temple automatically, just like last time. So, once again, as you're riding along, turn off your HUD if you want, and just look around and enjoy the ride. And don't name your character Stormy Slut. That's, that's just terrible. I have no words for that. It's kind of interesting that they've added this land mount path in. We've got our flight paths, but this is a regular occurrence of kind of a land mount path. It's interesting that they just didn't make it a flying mount. I kind of like it. It gives us a little journey through the Wandering Isles areas, as well as shows off the yak a little bit. And it gives you a little break to sit back and relax for a bit as you're going through this area. So here we're arriving at the Temple of the 5 Dawns, and we're going to head up inside to drop off our elemental guys. The water guy's getting a little overzealous. He's heading up without us. Get in here, and you can see now that there is rain going on because the water elemental's here. The fire guy's sitting there in the fire. Not sure where the earth guy is. He was here in earlier builds, but yeah, I don't see him now. But let's go ahead and talk to Master Shang-Zi here. And get our next quest. And what we are doing next is going to find the air elemental. So we're going to be putting a little tornado here, kind of cool. It's going to lift us up to the upper part of the temple that was inaccessible before. Personally, I don't want to ride in a tornado. I don't know about you guys, but it's definitely cool as a Pandaren to go ahead and do that. And so once we're up here, we run over to this ramp, and we're heading over to where the air elemental is going to be. And G Firepod is accompanying us, as you can see. And he talks to you every once in a while. It's kind of cool. But you don't have to keep up with him or have him keep up with you. If you get ahead of him, don't worry about it. Just keep on running. And you'll notice slowly, as we discover parts of the island, these pieces start showing up out here. And, you know, if you know what the Wandering Isle is already, you can tell what those are. If you do not, it's a little curious, and you start to question that. And that will be revealed a little bit later on in the chain of quests. I don't want to spoil it for you if you don't yet know. This might be the longest run we have to do. There are a few other runs that are fairly long, but not too bad considering. And the fact that the area is just so pretty, it offsets it a little bit. And plus we have roll if we're a monk, so that's definitely helpful. Alright, we're almost there. We're gonna meet up with G Firepaw again. He's right there still. So, just keep pace with him. If you beat him or whatever, it doesn't matter, because he's actually right there waiting for us. We'll come down here, and you'll actually notice that Cloud Singer's over there meditating, or doing exercises from earlier. But we'll talk to G Firepaw here, and the Hosen have showed up again, and they've gotten their hands on some paintbrushes and paint, and are screwing up all those scrolls of wisdom. So we have to go and destroy them so that they aren't used as defacement. Basically, we need to destroy them so that they can be and not be defaced. You know, every once in a while, you gotta make up words to make things work. So here's Jojo Ironbrow again, and this time we're gonna find concrete or stone blocks for him. So let's head on out and start that quest line. There's some stone blocks for us right there. And yet again, we're encountering more Hosen to fight. They seem to be a slight plague on the Wandering Isle right now. And this time, we are actually going to have a roll, so if they get on our heads, I can show you dropping them off. And there's Blackout Kick, by the way, if I hadn't shown that to you yet. I'll show you here again. It actually does a cool little kick animation. Always like that. I mean, these new attack animations that the Pandaren have are just great. I mean, the entire character model, honestly, is just fantastic. I believe they've said that the Pandaren model has 10,000 more bone structure than the original from vanilla, so the humans and orcs and whatnot. So, I mean, it's a pretty dang big leap in technology. Well, I'm reaching my stopping point, so I'm going to go ahead and beat down this last Hosen, and I'm going to call it here for part 6. Once again, I'm Zoronden. I hope you subscribe, and thanks for watching.